And welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, Litecoin Leader. It's Thursday, it's May 26th, and for me, this is pretty much the end of the week as we head into Memorial Day. I might try and get one more video in, we'll see. But for the most part, this is the end of the normal broadcast for the week as we head into a long Memorial Day weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as well. But I wanted to share two different stories about Bitcoin and where it could be heading and why. And also, and I'll speculate a little bit about what could happen this weekend. But it's an interesting weekend. Typical markets like the stock market and others are all going to be closed until Tuesday. So people with an itch to trade could get some. It could lead to some action in the crypto space. So let's talk about the stories, and then we'll wrap it up. And I'll speculate what could happen this weekend next. Okay, so just a couple articles as we head into the Memorial Day weekend. First off, from the World Economic Forum 2022, SWIFT probably won't exist in 5 years, according to the CEO of MasterCard. Now, this is his name is Michael Maybach, I believe, if I'm pronouncing that right. He was speaking at a panel session on CBDCs as part of the Global Blockchain Business Council, another acronym, we don't need that. It's a blockchain central Davos conference, which is running adjacent to the World Economic Forum 2022 in Davos. So you have two conferences happening. You got one, both in Davos, one at the World Economic Forum. You have another one that's the blockchain central Davos conference. So they're both running in parallel. So if we're seeing things coming out of Davos, that doesn't mean it's coming out of the World Economic Forum. Just keep that in mind as you hear stories this week. Let's see. So towards the end of the panel discussion, the moderator asked each panelist whether they thought SWIFT would still exist in 5 years' time. Maybach caused the audience to gasp in shock. I have to watch the video of that. After answering no, according to Cointelegraph reporters who attended there. And then afterwards, they tried to get an opinion from Maybach to follow up, and they didn't get one. But what they got was an email statement that said, "Let us clarify the intent of the onstage comment, as it's not a simple yes or no answer." Michael was simply reinforcing what SWIFT had previously said. I don't know who speaks for SWIFT, but okay. Their operations continue to evolve. Its current form will not be the same in the future. Well, that happens of every technology. Except for it seems to be SWIFT, which is still so old. They are adding more functionality, more moving past just a messaging system. Again, SWIFT is just a messaging system. It's just a message that says you've got money. It's all it says. SWIFT processed 42 million messages a day last year. 42 million messages a day. So they're sending a bunch of text that says you've got money 42 million times a day. Transactions on the network take several days to complete. So that's also a false statement. Transactions on the network, that's a misleading statement. Transactions don't happen on the network. Transactions are notified on the network that they're going to happen. So the transactions based on the messages sent on the network can take several days to complete. That's a better way of saying it. But the transactions do not happen on the network. The phrasing of this makes you believe that the transactions happen on the network. Not true. The transactions are these are notifications on the SWIFT network that transactions should occur. They're not actually happening on that network. So on a blockchain or a distributed ledger technology or DLT, the message you'll get is actually the transaction is the settlement. It's just, if you send someone Litecoin, it's there, it's done. Same for Bitcoin, same for most everything else. The only thing that needs to settle is the blocks need to be confirmed, which can take, for Bitcoin, could take an hour or two. But other projects could take under a minute. Like Zilliqa or Atom, Divi, they're all done in a minute or two, and you're done. I think that the average time on Litecoin is about 5 minutes. And that's pretty good for a network that's 10 years old. So it's pretty funny how they structure sentences to technically be correct, but lead you in a different direction. So the last thing I want to mention here is the company has been striving, I'll say SWIFT. The company has been striving to maintain its relevance in the international economic order, especially in regard to CBDCs. Actually, there's more. Last week, May 19th, SWIFT announced its second round of experiments involving CBDCs, collaborating with a French IT company called Capgemini to explore the linking of domestic CBDCs to facilitate seamless cross-border payments. So the reason I wanted to highlight this is I seem to remember a certain comment from Cliff High saying they're going to try 3 times, and here we've got 2 mentioned. Maybe there'll be a third. Maybe this is what the third try was meant to be, and all 3 are supposed to fail. Okay. And that's basically that article. So that's the end of that article. Let me jump to the other one. Now this one talking about Bitcoin options. And this is an article actually about the May 20th expiring options. And they expire every week, but there's also monthly options which expire tomorrow, May 27th. So this article talks about how there's bulls and bears and there's different things that they expire. But I think the better explanation comes from... Well, I'm going to hide it like this. Let's see. I'm going to play a short minute or so. That's why I have my headphones in. From George to make sure that we can all hear it. He was talking last night about options expiry in a little bit more than a minute. And let's listen to George for 1 minute here.
That is coming this Friday. And also, I did mention about something else coming up this Friday for Bitcoin, and that is options expirations, future and options expiration. So the reason why Bitcoin, I think, has not been moving this week and basically held in that channel, right, where it just simply will not move, I think it's due to what's going on this Friday. So max paying price at 34,000. So there's a chance between now and tomorrow and Friday, maybe Bitcoin floats up to 34,000. Now this max paying price, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's off. Sometimes it just doesn't move at all. It doesn't matter. But there has been periods where traders tend to trade towards that price, and other times it doesn't. So you got to take this with a grain of salt. But there are definitely a lot of options, calls and puts. The volume is in the billions upon billions. So there are definitely a lot of whales and traders that are trying to make one side or another side win, right? And afterwards, maybe we get that ceiling lifted and we could see some traction. But I do believe this is definitely holding Bitcoin back right now. All right. That is pretty much it.
All right. It is pretty much it. So let's just drop out of here and let's talk about a little summary as we head into Memorial Day weekend. All right, so George did wrap it up pretty nicely there. The options are interesting. That's pretty much how that's how a lot of traders play the Bitcoin and even Ethereum markets with the options that are out there. But mostly Bitcoin. That's pretty much the only market that's big enough to support options. And they expire every Friday, and then you have the monthlies that expire too. So there's a pretty, as you can see, there's billions of dollars at risk for this weekend. And so let's see what can happen. So let's talk about let's say we get to Friday and we start to get to that pain point price, and that the pain point price is basically where things kind of even out. So let's say Bitcoin moves to 33,000 on Friday. So if that happens, now we're going to see a lot of positive upward momentum because Bitcoin has gone from high 20s to mid 30s. So that could carry through the weekend, and you could start to see a bull run happen. Will it happen? I can't predict that. I can't say it will or will not, but I'm just saying if it starts to, I would expect the momentum to carry through the weekend, and we could be back in the mid-30s or even $40,000 next week. That's how fast things can move in these markets. And altcoins will see a big step up accordingly if Bitcoin does that. Big if, I know. So the bottom line is don't sweat the short term. We don't know what's going to happen in the short term, but we know where we're heading in the long term. HODL. Do your best you can to just weather the storm. Get ready for the summer, whatever. This is the start of the summer. Memorial Day weekend is traditionally the start. It's the traditional start of summer, and from Memorial Day through Labor Day, it's summertime. So I wish you a great start of summer. I really appreciate you stopped by to check out the video. Once again, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. Helps the channel. And check out my other videos. And if you're not on my email list, please drop a line or make a comment down below. Best thing to do is to reach out to me on Instagram or Telegram at Litecoin Leader, or drop an email at jeff@litecoinleader.com, and I will get you on the list. And I will probably be sending out a special email this weekend. I might even do it today. We'll see. But maybe you got it already. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen between the time we record and when this actually airs? That's the magic of the recording of YouTube. So, with all that said, I wish you a great Memorial Day weekend and a great start of summer. So I'm going to close the drawer in the bureau, say follow the leader one more time, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.